welcome to Mystic Star Magic. Oh, I am so happy you are here. Why? We're gonna find out what's happening with you this week. So, like, it could be messages, it could be advice, it could be I let it free flow. But I'm just very happy that I was able to be here with you. Especially if you're new and also if you're my longtime friend. So excited. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and lift up and show you each pile. So this is pile 1, and these are Dixit cards. So I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right. I've been like I think I'm gonna try to use them for the weekly ones just because it seems interesting and I kind of like them. That's group 2, by the way, and this is group 3. Alright, okay. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath in. Close our eyes. And now as you exhale and open your eyes, I want you to choose whichever pile draws you to it. Alright, let's do this. Hello, my friends from group 1. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what's happening with you this week, or like messages. I just basically, like I said, it's all up to we just kind of go with the flow. I just listen to whatever it is that we need to see. Alright, so we got this. Oof. Yeah, okay. So this is your overall energy for this week. And I'm going to say, with this here, you kind of almost see like this old king kind of not enjoying himself, I would say. There's also a sense of, for me, it's sort of like this week is important in twofold. Especially like here with this. I want to say there's a sense of, for this week, what's important is to not feel like, I don't want to be stuffy or anything, but rather kind of like really let the childlike wonder take over. This is so important for you, like especially because you might be feeling like, oh, this week is going to be, you're stuck in a certain maybe position, or you're stuck in a certain way of thinking. I feel like, no, it's sort of like, it's really about kind of really like, look at this, look at like, look at the wonder, and like, wow, everything is like that, instead of like this, like, I want to say like 4 of Cups and this apathy kind of, where like you're just kind of set in your ways. This is what it's all about. Remember what it was like to be a child. That's what I'm also hearing for you for this week. So those are all important. And then there's the fish here. So for some of you, maybe it's a water sign. For others, it's sort of like kind of going with the flow in a little bit, or maybe even here, maybe going against the flow. Like, childlike though. I don't know why that is, but let's see what your tarot. Oh yeah, like a Page of Cups right there. That makes a lot of sense. Oh, King of Coins. Yes, that also makes a lot of sense. Hierophant. Okay, and then we have the Knight of Wands. Okay, so it's fascinating to me because I almost feel like this is the King of Coins, and it could even be the Hierophant. And so, first of all, this week you might have to deal with a lot of people. Yeah, there's just a lot of different things. And so, based on this and this, I'm going to say, like, this week, don't focus so much on, like, I guess, like the status quo of things. Like, basically, I kind of want to say break out of the mold a little this week a lot. Like, especially with this Page of Cups, which is kind of like reminding me, because I was wondering how come there were 2 kids. And sort of like, this is the Page of Cups, expressing emotions, like creative expression of emotions. They have the Knight of Wands, which is sort of like again, very much creative, but with a passion. And it's actually the opposite here of this stagnant king. And even here with the Hierophant, it could be that it has to do with a lot of like, the Hierophant has, it could be a mentor, it could be, but it could also just be that you're kind of stuck in the status quo of things, right? And I feel like that's sort of like, not this week. This week is all about following these two energies, the Page of Cups and the Knight of Wands. Not to say, hey, like, don't appreciate the King of Coins. I'm like, yes, you've accomplished a lot, and you can, enjoy it, but that's the thing here. This person isn't enjoying all that they have, and that's the key here. So maybe that's another important thing. Like, look around at all the things that you have, all the people that you have, like all these blessings that you have, and really like almost feel like be in awe of them. And if life isn't like, if you can't be in awe of that, then like bring a little spice and something new into your life. That's what I'm gonna say here for you. Let's see what other things are coming. So reservation, so desire, worth, extravagance. So yes, we have that, and an apology. We also have guilt, confession, forgiveness. Oh, these are new. We're trying to play with this. So I'm finding this funny because it's sort of like there's a sense of, I want to say there's no guilt in having desires. I want to say that. But it's sort of like, and then there's also like nothing or like guilt in wanting things and want like physical things and money and abundance. That's not what I'm here, because I'm like, it's good to be able to have money and to have things that you love, but don't get attached to them to the point of like that you forget to enjoy them. Isn't that funny? Like, don't get so like, and that's the thing here, because like, look, you can actually like, you can appreciate like a lot of this. There's a sense of appreciation. It's like, yes, this is a car, but like, hey, it drives me. Like, can you appreciate all that you have? I don't know why I keep playing that, but it's sort of like, that's sort of what I'm seeing here. And there's a sense of apology. I feel like I wanna like kind of apologize. That it's sort of, I'm like, I want to apologize. Also, like, are you like hearing? It's sort of sense of like forgiving yourself here. If you've become this and you've kind of given away your inner child, like, think it's okay. And first of all, you can do it. I tell my aunt who's like, she's like, you can still like, it's just because you're kind of setting, like, doesn't mean you can't like enjoy life. Like, you don't have to like say, oh, I'm too old to enjoy life. I feel like that's what this person would say. Like, I'm too old. I'm like, no, you can enjoy life at any point in time. Do not play the age card. All right, let's see what love is coming. Like, what kind of love is coming for you this week? Or like, it might even be messages from your significant other if you're in separation. Okay, the world. So, I'm complete when I'm with you, and you make me feel at home. Yeah. Okay, so for some of you, there might be like coming through, finishing a cycle of some kind, and you are my wish come true. For some of you, that's like, so there's a wish come true coming for love. This is the Tarot of My Heart by Be Love and Tarot. You can find it on Etsy. So some sort of coming through, you might be traveling this week with somebody, or somebody from a different like background might be coming in here. But there is a sense of, I'm complete when I'm with you. And so there's a sense of completion. And so, oh, that's another thing. Thank you so much for it. There's a difference here. Look, you have this, like, two people, and here this person's by themselves. And like, they're not even in, like, I can't say enough that they're not enjoying life. Like, why are you not enjoying life? It's like, and let's see what, in terms of like career and all this stuff, like what kind of energy is coming through here. Stir, yes. Like, and also maybe releasing. We need to like, I feel like stir things up, especially because this feels like such a status quo. You need to have like the Knight of Wands, fire, and even the stirring, the emotions moving around. And in the Page of Cups, like also like there's a sense of youthfulness coming through as well. And we're releasing like whatever it is that this forgiveness that we need to forgive, the apology, if we have to apologize to somebody. If you're apologizing to your own inner child, then do it, but don't just apologize. Go ahead and have fun. Also, like, you know what I mean? Okay. And so we have right here, let's look at your advice for the week. And then you have the 5th chakra, throat chakra, which is creative expression. I'm committed to sharing and revealing my thoughts and feelings by being creative, and feeling by being creative. my thoughts and feelings by being creative in my communication style and using expressive language. Yes, I express myself through talking, singing, sighing, laughing, crying, through using my creative talents. This is so important this week. I consciously use my senses to experience my world. That's important here. More fully. I see, hear, smell, and feel more. I become more aware of my surroundings, such as the weather, aromas, people, nature, sounds, and sights. So really, maybe for some of you, I just like this is important. Like maybe you're not focusing on like, you know, your loved ones in some way, and so like it's like coming through. Yes, yes, like focusing on them, not so much on this energy. So I hope you like this reading. I'm sorry if it kind of went a little long, but I really do feel it's strong. Okay, and so I'm just very grateful and happy that I was able to do your cards. You got this, my friend. Don't be stuffed. You have this. Like, allow your creativity, stir things up. If anything, put up that Knight of Wands energy, like, and kind of like connect to it this week. Really, the Knight of Wands and the Page of Cups, that's the energy that's going to guide you and help you just like take off for this week. Well, thank you so much for being here. I'm sending you a giant hug, and until I see you next one, bye-bye, my dear friends. My friends from group 2. Oh, look at this. I love this. So this is your energy for this week. We're using Dixit cards. Okay. Ooh. And I can already see something here. And it's kind of, I'm going to say, like, it seems like it's an overall, like, collective energy. So this week is super important. What's a priority for you? I almost feel like, because I feel like what I'm seeing here, even with the television set, looking at the fish and stuff, it's sort of like you're not even fully living your life. You might be overindulging, and here I am, like on like YouTube binge watching and stuff. You're not living like fully, my friend. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm like, if you know me, I love like I love all sorts of like K dramas, J dramas. Chinese dramas. I love watching like romance stuff. I am like one of those people that just enjoys like happily ever afters. I'm a big fan of that. But we can stay watching, but we're not living, my friends, and that's an important thing this week. This week is all about really going after the things that you want and love, and you know, like living as fully as you can. Like this person like is, instead of being inside, they're outside trying to reach that flower, trying to get it. And it's also like a sense of like, instead of like being wanting all these like gadgets and all this stuff, it's really like the flower. That's the important thing. And I could be your dreams here. We can put that. It's sort of like not the things, but rather the experiences, right? So instead of like it's funny because it's like the television watching the little fish, and the fish is like, oh. But both are kind of like stuck in like in fishbowl, if you will. So come out of it. This week is all about, I'm gonna and I'm probably gonna listen to my own self. It's like coming out. You have to go after your dreams, go after the things, the substantial things. Really live life fully this week. I know you always like that thing, but it's especially highlighting of like for those of us like me who like to binge watch stuff or binge read. I also like to binge read. So let's step away from that and go into nature. And actually, I almost really want to say, what is your dream? Like, what is your, like, what do you really want that you've been putting off? And if you're feeling brave, you can write it in the comments, like what, like dream or like something you've been wanting to do. It could be like a bucket list thing you've been wanting to do, but you've been putting it off because we've been watching. I get you. I've been meaning and really wanting to write again. Like, I like writing. I consider myself a writer, but I don't write substantially. And so this is going to be me this week, okay? 007, that's all about, it's the plan, it's your path, it's what you want. I really like that. And also like 10, 13. So those are important numbers coming through. The Hangman, okay. 10 of Pentacles. Yep. I mean, but, well, actually, no. We're going to go with that because I said 10 of Pentacles looking at the 10 of Wands. Okay. So, I'm almost here. I feel like there's a sense here of like, with this 10 of Wands, it's like you're taking on a whole bunch of different things, and it's not projects. It's sort of like, I feel like, and please forgive me if it sounds a little bit harsh, but it's like you're taking on everything because you don't, or because you're afraid of actually really focusing on the thing that you really do love. Like the project that you really care about, or whatever it is that this flower represents. And so you've been picking up maybe other people's, like, could be other people's drama, it could be actual literally other people like, hey, can you do this for me, and you just kind of go say yes, even though you're like, no, I don't really want to. And that's the thing, that's an important thing. You're saying yes to things you want to say no to, and that's like, and you're saying no to the things that you actually want to say yes to. That's another thing. And so we just this week, just be careful too of like hollow victories as well. And by that, it's sort of like choosing to be happy rather than being right. I mean that, like, because it's not worth it. I also don't try to engage if it's like, yeah, I feel like you're just like, I want to be right. And it's sort of like, I know lots of people who rather be right than be happy. And they are often like, they will make people say they're right, but they're not happy people. They like to rub it in people's faces. Like, see, I told you, but are they really happy? I'm like, not really, because they're focusing on the little things rather than the big things. Okay. I'm sorry if it sounds a little preachy. I don't mean to be. Then we have the Hangman energy. It is like your shift. I almost see this week as us shifting our collective perspective and noticing, hey, you know what? I've been focusing on like the things that don't matter. And like, let me go after the things that I've been focusing on the things, and also like courting, like maybe things are like, I don't know, like I feel like you've been adding more to your plate than you really want. And now I feel like this week is about shifting our perspective and starting to release. Yeah, I really do feel like that. We're letting go of things that we don't need. Really putting our perspective on the things that we really do want to focus on. And the King of Cups is going to help you, which is very beautiful. And I love that it's the King, because it's sort of like the Hangman is going to lead to this King of Cups, which is sort of like listening to your emotion, listening to your true self. There is a sense of emotional stability and maturity coming through here. And then knowing that, that's when you go for after the thing that you really do want, versus the things that are just taking up your time, really, and almost your energy as well. So I'm sorry if it's just like, it's a little bit, okay, it's a little bit intense, but relaxation soon. So we have peace, tranquility, easiness, and so this is another thing right here. It's okay to like I said, I do binge read, and that's okay too. And there's a relaxation, like where you actually enjoy things, and there's a sense of tranquility, and there's a sense of peace here. And then you have blind, you have awkward, unknown vision problems, and hopefully you don't have any of those. But it's sort of like being blinded to the things that really matter. Like that's what I'm seeing here. And then this week is all about, hey, let's like, it might even be that relaxation where you drop that 10 of wands and actually enjoy the things, which I actually feel like is this 10 of pentacles is what you really want. You're holding on to the wands, but you really want the pentacles. And for me, it's sort of like the things that you value, right? Like people, places, things, but it's sort of like things that you really do value versus all like extra. I do want to see what in terms of love is coming for you for the collective of group 2, and I'm using the Be Love and Tarot's, the Tarot of My Heart, and you can find this on Etsy. So we have 6 of Cups. I love looking at our photos. We have many good memories. Okay, so there is a sense of nostalgia coming back. And there is a sense of like there's nostalgia. And again, really, what is it matter? Like what like when you were young, what really mattered to you? I feel like we kind of get how do I say it, swept up in like this like rat race, right? That's what I want to say. That's what I want to say. And here we have like also this one, I will always love you and take care of you. And that's the Empress. And that's your energy. You are able to create. And I feel like you haven't been creating as much this like around. And so this week is all about connecting to that creation again. And it is connecting to, I feel like your heart of hearts, your what you really want, like what you really want to use, like use your time in. I always say that the most like the commodity, or not even commodity, but the most important thing is like, I always say health, but it's also time, because time, you can't get it back, right? So how are you using your time? Are you using it up? Like how do you use your time? I guess that's important. And flourish, and it is time for change. And this is for your like career, or like kind of like that, I would say career, school, kind of that kind of vibe here. So we flourish. You can flourish in places that you like you wouldn't think you could. I think you can flourish in more ways than one. And I feel like you don't have to, first of all, if you're people pleasing by taking on things that other people just because, then it's like you don't need to do any of those things. You also don't have to like be right either. You can just flourish. I almost want to say you can flourish on your own. I know it's funny, but there's also a time for change. So again, but it's, what is it changing? You're changing your perspective. You're changing your priorities this week. And it's an important thing to do. Let's see what your advice for this week is. And that is second chakra, sacral chakra, and we have sexuality. I honor and respect my sexuality. I allow the natural flow of my feelings. I acknowledge that my sexual thoughts and feelings will arise, and I feel release any unnecessary guilt regarding sex. I have no idea. I don't think you do. I'm open to positive sensual feelings coming to me from others. At the same time, I keep my sexual activities well directed and in balance. And I'm gonna take this. Okay, could be totally that. I'm not taking away the sex part. But what for me, the sacral chakra is really about is the sense of creation. And so I'm gonna shift it around a little bit. I'm saying I honor and respect my sexuality. Yeah, you could totally do that. But for me, it's actually for me this is really saying is I honor and respect my need to create. And I allow the natural flow of my feelings of wanting to create. I acknowledge that I have my creative, and I know like, and I'm not taking away the sexuality. That's not it. It's just sort of like, there's that, but there's like, this week is a higher level than that, my friend. And that's why I'm putting this together. I acknowledge that my creative desires, thoughts, and feelings will arise. And I don't feel any like unnecessary guilt regarding wanting to create and giving myself time to create the things that I want to create. Like you can spend time in your creative projects rather than take on like saying yes to other people. Say yes to your own self. Say yes to your creative projects, whatever they may be. I'm open to positive, creative ideas that are coming to me like from others, but from myself is really what I think. At the same time, I keep my creative energy, I guess, well directed and in balance. And by that, I mean like, yeah, like create. Like allow yourself to create. I'm sorry. It's like, I feel like this is an awkward reading, but hopefully you get it. You get what I'm trying to say. Because I feel like there's so much, we're clearing the like clutter out, but we're coming through and we're really focusing on the things that you really care about. And that's the priorities. What are your priorities this week? So hopefully my aim is to write some stuff or getting the process going. What is your priorities? What have you been putting off that you want to take on right now? Okay, with that, I'm going to end it here. Thank you so much for letting me read your cards. I feel very honored that I was able to do so. I am sending you a giant hug, and until I see you in the next one, bye-bye, my dear friends. Oh, my friends from group 3. It's been a weird kind of a reading this time around, but we're going to do it. Okay, so this is the overall energy for this week. And I'm using Dixit cards. I'm not sure if this is like the best idea ever, but we're going to try it anyways. And so what I'm seeing here is sort of like if there is anything like where you are, I almost want to say, because here you have the hunter and here you have the smart animals hiding behind them. So I almost want to say, like, to avoid any kind of conflict or anything, the best thing is just kind of like, I want to say basically just to avoid it. Don't get in the line, don't get in the front side, just kind of like, and maybe keep an eye on that. I also see with this card also, it's sort of like somebody might be offering you something. Like, I feel like it's a helpful unexpected encounter here. I do feel like that is, and I feel like there's a lot of help coming. It's also, this week is really about not seeing something, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. Like, for them to be good, it's better to like not have that. But we could also say maybe, and here is another thing, maybe this is not a hunter, but rather a protector of these animals. Right? And so that's another lesson here. So like, not judging it, like, just, but there might be like, because I feel like the overall message is that there's help coming, and I feel like it's in an unexpected way, something you didn't expect. There is somebody's going to help you, but I also do feel like you don't have to be in the, don't like go searching for like drama, and I don't think you will. But let's say if you see that somebody is like having maybe a bad day or something, or they're just grouchy and something, like maybe avoiding them might be a thing. So if that makes sense, but really help is coming in an unexpected manner, and I feel like there's a lot of help. It's not just like one thing, but like several different things happening. We have the Temperance, we have the Sun card, yes, we have the Hermit, and then we have the Seven of Cups. So there's going to be lots of choices, and there's lots of major arcanas here. You can actually see this, the Hermit. I almost feel like there's like, oh, you can choose all these things. You can choose to be a hermit. You could choose to be enjoying yourself with the Sun. You could also enjoy this, finding this balance. I almost... and it's okay to have these choices. I want to say, don't force the choices. That's what don't force yourself to choose if you don't feel that that you're ready for whatever. So that's for some of you. If you're like having a struggle and you're not sure what choice to do, bless you, you don't have to decide right away. Yeah, I feel like this is coming, like there's more clarity coming, and there's more help coming too. I also feel like here maybe there's a protector watching over you too. I feel like that's also something. And then the Hermit, so as you figure things out, maybe going deep within yourself, but always, and with the Sun here, it's sort of like listening to your heart though. And Temperance is all about divine timing for you. I feel like this is like a very positive week. I feel like I don't feel like there's a lot of motion. I hope that makes sense. There's not a lot of movement forward, but there's a lot of potential happiness. But there's also potential for just like going deep within yourself, and really thinking about things. I almost feel like this is a week about daydreaming, like what do I do? But waiting for divine timing in this is important too, and divine help. So I'm like, oh, this is good. Let's see what other stuff comes out. So I have a gift. Yeah. So you have some promotion, delight. There's something that's being given. Like I said, there's help that's being given this week for you. I really do feel like that's coming through, and there's commitment. So binding, obstruction, contracts. And so that might be where you're like, I feel like I have to make this decision, but I feel like this is not the week to make a decision. I'm sorry if it doesn't make sense, but because I feel like some of those things are going to be cut away. Again, listening to divine timing is very important, and just like trusting that like things are working out. I really like think that that's going to happen. Even when you feel that there's like you're being constricted, like this could be an Eight of Swords. It's not true. It's only like it only feels that way. It's not true at all. You don't have to make that. but like I said, assistance is coming when you need it. Let's see what in terms of love is coming for you. The collective group 3. We have the Fool. I just want to have fun. No strings attached again. No strings attached. And that could be for love. So no strings attached. It could be just that, like, you don't have to make a decision. Like, and it could be, like I said, terms of love, that's definitely, but it could be another thing. So yeah. And then you also have the Queen of Swords, which again, cuts the strings. I love that I can tell you anything, no holding back. And there's no holding back with this commitment. And so if you feel the strings, it might just be there's abstractions, there's some sort of binding. There's also the Queen of Swords is also being willing to say and speak the truth. Not necessarily have to be, harsh with it, but just speaking your truth. Maybe you're like, I need more time, and that's totally a valid thing. If you need more time, you need more time. Let's see what, in terms of career, in terms of school, let's see what all of this is about. Awaken. Okay. So it's a new beginning. It's sort of like you are, yeah, I feel like there is a sense of like the sun is coming out is what I'm seeing, especially about career in terms of school or something. So if you've been having a rough time or anything, the sun is coming out. It's finally like the sun, the joy, it's coming. It's like there's a sense of happiness coming through here for you. I really do like this a lot. Let's see what your advice for the week is. So 4th chakra, heart chakra, radiate warmth and sincerity. I'm open to sharing, accepting, communicating, and connecting with others as I focus on this moment, not the past or the future. This is the temperance, the divine timing. A smile, a kind-hearted way of speaking, or hug goes a long way towards uplifting others. I offer my care and support where I can without rescuing, which means that you don't have to you don't have to promise yourself you can still offer care and support, but you don't have to you'll see it. I nurture and respect my relationships, and that's another important thing. But like I said, if right now you need time, because I feel like there's a sense of needing time here, and that's okay. You can offer support, but without having to you have to be committed in some way. I hope that makes sense. All right, I hope you liked this reading. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up, and please do consider subscribing. And also don't forget, I'm currently having the personal reading giveaway. Just check in the community tab and follow the direction, the post for the giveaway, and you can enter. We have 2 possible winners for a 1 hour long personal reading. So exciting. I am sending you a big old hug. Thank you for letting me read your cards, and until I see you in the next one, bye bye, my dear friends.